My name is Nate the Lawyer, and welcome to Objections. How do you play this game? Well, you're going to hear some trial testimony like this.
What were the results? What did you determine based on the testing of this PAI?
Well, that the results were valid and reportable. There was no evidence of exaggeration or malingering on this test, and there were significant symptoms that correspond with traumatic stress and post-traumatic stress disorder symptomatology.
And I believe you said again that there was no elevated scores. Can you explain to the jury what you meant by that?
Objection.
Now, what your job is to do two things. Number one, name the objection and determine whether the judge is going to sustain that objection or overrule it. Now, after the objection is called, you're going to have 10 seconds to make this determination. At the end of this video, the person who gets the most objections right wins. Good luck. Here's your first question.
And would it be at all helpful to have the entire test as opposed to a one piece of paper or one page?
Well, certainly you cannot tell the entirety of how the symptoms that Ms. Hurd endorsed on the scales were elevated just by the critical items.
All right, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 1858.
Objection.
All right, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 1858.
Objection, hearsay.
And this is the completeness, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection.
And this is an email. Thank you for everything. I've chopped off my left middle finger as a reminder that I should, thank you, Your Honor, that I should never cut off my finger again. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's Mr. Depp admitting that to Dr. Kipper in 3/19/2015.
Objection.
In 3/19/2015.
Objection, leading.
Okay.
I'll sustain the objection.
Dr. Hughes, based on everything in the cross-examination and the redirect, what, if any, changes do you have to any of the opinions that you provided to this jury yesterday?
Objection.
Dr. Hughes, based on everything in the cross-examination and the redirect, what, if any, changes do you have to any of the opinions that you provided to this jury yesterday?
Objection, compound.
Overruled.
What, if any, role did you have to play with respect to, for example, witness statements and testifying?
Objection.
What, if any, role did you have to play with respect to, for example, witness statements and testifying?
Objection, compound.
I said, for example.
Overruled.
And what did your mom do?
She worked for the state of Texas.
Let me just, since you talked about the breaking horses, can you just tell the jury what your role is in assisting your dad on that and what is involved in breaking horses?
Objection. Objection, leading.
Can you just tell me about?
Overruled. Good.
And when you worked with deaf kids, what, if anything, did you do to learn to be able to work with them?
Objection. Objection, leading, and 404. And relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Did you buy Mr. Depp any knives during that time period?
Objection.
Did you buy Mr. Depp any knives during that time period?
Objection leading.
Sustained.
What if anything did you do with respect to knives during the time period you were with him in the Lone Ranger?
Objection.
What if anything did you do with respect to knives during the time period you were with him in the Lone Ranger?
Objection leading.
What if anything?
Overruled.
I was heartbroken. And I sat there for a long time and I eventually turned the key and drove home.
And what did you do after that?
I don't know. I don't remember what I did when I got home. I don't remember. I went to my therapist. I told her.
Objection. Objection hearsay.
I'll sustain it as to what she may have told her.
And when approximately did you start confiding in your mom about your issues with Mr. Depp and physical abuse?
Objection.
And when approximately did you start confiding in your mom about your issues with Mr. Depp and physical abuse?
Objection hearsay compound.
I sustain as to compound.
Did there come a time in March, Amber, where you sent a picture to your mom?
Yes, this is sometime in March 2013. I sent it to her because I'd been texting about some of the craziness, and
Objection hearsay.
I sent it to her because I'd been texting about some of the craziness, and
Objection hearsay.
I'll sustain as to what she may have texted. All right.
kids and growing old together sort of hope, if it was just for this one thing that he could do, which would save his life, which would be to get clean and sober. And I believed it. And I wrote this letter to myself, among many letters to myself.
Objection.
And I wrote this letter to myself, among many letters to myself.
Objection,
because I
hearsay.
thought,
All she did was refer to that she wrote it. She isn't saying what she said.
I'll overrule for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
you know, again, I don't know how much of the drugs or alcohol is a part of this, but I remember crying. I came out at some point because I don't hear him in that room. I remember we had been arguing in the main room, but I went out to the hallway, which is where I presume he walked out, and his bodyguard, Jerry Judge, was in the hall. And I don't recall seeing Johnny in the hallway, but I remember seeing Jerry Judge, who gestured to my
Objection.
nose. gestured to my
Objection,
nose.
hearsay.
She's just saying gesture. He hasn't said anything yet.
All right, gesture's fine. I'll overrule the objection.
I already know that he's drunk. I already know he's using, he reeks of weed and alcohol. I mean, his breath smelled so bad, and I could, I could anticipate that there was a no-win situation here. There was no me talking myself out of this or talking him down or any, you know, a lot of my arguments and my involvement in them are me trying to diffuse by explaining or
Objection.
by explaining or
Objection, non-responsive.
She's telling the story, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection as part. Go ahead. Okay.
Jerry Judge's security and my friend both kind of under their breath asked me, "Are you okay?"
Objection.
Both kind of under their breath asked me, "Are you okay?"
Objection, hearsay.
I spent the rest of the time looking out of the window.
Sustain the objection.
What, if any, communication did you have with your mother or your father following this incident?
Objection.
What, if any, communication did you have with your mother or your father following this incident?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustain that objection.
Did you communicate at all with Mr. Depp in the days following the Boston plane incident?
Yes, I did.
Please tell the jury about those communications.
I heard from him directly. I also heard from him through his assistants who were texting for him.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
You're not allowed.
I went to New York and I was trying to get my strength to leave him. I actually thought that it kind of would be the turning point. I thought I had effectively...
Objection, Your Honor.
I went to New York and I was trying to get my strength to leave him. I actually thought that it kind of would be the turning point. I thought I had effectively...
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. Go ahead, please continue. Just to let you know that I'm fine, my angel. I miss you, of course, but this was the right thing to do to speed up the process. I love you more than life. Yours, Steve. Do you see that?
I do.
So what, if any, expressions was Mr. Depp giving you at this point that he was angry with you, ever having to help participate with the detox or to be on the island or anything along that line?
Objection. Objection, form, compound.
I'll allow it, but just...
Amber, let me ask you, what, if any, anything was Mr. Depp saying to you in this time frame? We're talking November 2014, about you not working anymore or not taking on any more work or auditioning.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. Compound.
They're all the
And
same
leading.
subset.
Overruled, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
If you don't know me, is preposterous. There's no way I would agree to that. Although I did make concessions and gave up a lot of
Objection,
these
Your Honor.
and gave up a lot of
Objection,
these
Your Honor.
fights.
Hearsay.
That wasn't,
Overruled.
thank you. Please continue. Do you recall what bottle Mr. Depp was drinking from and then had that back and forth with you and you threw on the ground?
Objection, Your Honor.
Back and forth with you and you threw on the ground?
Objection, Your Honor. Compound. Leading.
Sustained.
And did the table collapse?
Yes, it did.
Objection, Your Honor.
Did the table collapse?
Yes, it did.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
Sustained.
Then, but just so we're clear, the one directly in front of you that looks like it's just a lot of dark colors, was that dark colors before or?
I am a,
Objection, Your Honor.
I am a,
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
I said, was that dark colors before?
I'll sustain the objection.
And the white that's below, what if any changes were there to that? The white canvas that you see there?
it just looks like the painting was, it looks like once he destroyed the-
Objection.
destroyed the-
Objection calls for speculation.
All right. Sustained.
Was there anyone else in the house besides Mr. Depp and you?
Not that I know of, no, and no one was around.
Okay. Do you have any reason to believe somebody other than Mr. Depp did this?
Objection.
Do you have any reason to believe somebody other than Mr. Depp did this?
Objection. Leading.
Sustained.
And based on looking at this area that I have circled, is the black on top or underneath the red?
Objection, Your Honor.
Top or underneath the red?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation. Leading.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right. Was that the bathtub that you're referring to?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And that had your clothes in it?
Objection. Objection. Leading.
Sustained.
I'm sorry. So you flew out that airport, did you have a stop anywhere before you went back to LA?
Objection.
So you flew out of that airport. Did you have a stop anywhere before you went back to LA?
Objection relevance.
In a minute, I'll show
Overruled.
you.
So he went to Sweetser upon landing, and there was some conversations with the medical team, doctors and stuff. And I just remember feeling concerned for his life because things had changed. And without saying what they said to me,
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
She said without saying.
She's characterizing it.
Well, I'll overrule for now. We'll see where we go.
Okay, so how did you do? If you want to test your skills, check this video out. This is where we, the lawyers of LawTube, actually played this identical game. We didn't do as well. We didn't do well, but we had a lot of fun. And you could test how you did versus how we did by watching that video. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends if you're having a good time, and there should be more of these videos coming out soon. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you next time.